All right. So we got a video from TYT. All right. Conservatives melting down over sex toys being sold at CVS and I think Target was the other thing they put in there. Now, I watched, almost the entire video and it was maddening the way that they have took something that makes sense and that was reasonable and they spun it out of control. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to show you what I'm talking about here. I was trying to find the originals. I could not find them. I couldn't find Tucker Carlson talking about this. I couldn't find Marjorie Taylor Greene talking about it. I am sure if I could find the originals and watch those, right, it would completely validate the fact that I'm saying. They took what they said out of context and spun it around to make it look like something that was never said. I'm positive that's the way it would turn out. So you guys help me with those links.
You can pick up a butt plug or a dildo at Target and CVS nowadays. I don't even know how we got here.
Gay marriage.
Sorry, you may still be finishing your dessert. I apologize. No, but this is the state that we're living in right now.
Ah, yes. Republican lawmakers have dildos and double dongers on the mind as Americans suffer from high inflation, corporate greed, and all sorts of problems. And of course, that was Marjorie Greene just absolutely outraged that CVS sells things like vibrators and other sex toys for adults. So I don't know why she has an issue with that. I don't know why she's wasting any breath talking about that, especially considering she's a lawmaker in a country that has all sorts of issues.
The producer for Tucker Carlson tonight happened to notice that CVS is now selling sex toys, and they appear to be a relative bargain. For example, there's a Tush Kush for $11.97, though the accompanying lotion that goes with it will set you back an additional $11.97. And if you've got the cash right there in the middle, the Buzzy Butt will run you $32.50. Information, just wanted you to know about New York.
But it's immoral to sell Marlboros, Trace, just so you know. Thank you for your reporting. You blow my mind every night.
Last time.
Yeah, just show, just enough so we can take what he said and spin it. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I was kind of like, where are they going with this? Why do they not see the problem here, right? Let's keep going.
I checked, you can still buy cigarettes at places like CVS. And thank you for the detailed information about how much Buzzy Butt costs. I'm glad that he did his due diligence and really researched this topic. We needed to know the details, yeah.
By the way, for the record,
And I love how she criticizes him for doing research, right? Taken in consideration, not something that needed to be researched, but she's going to criticize him for doing research at the same time where they're not actually doing research. You know what I'm saying? They didn't care to figure out, okay, what's the problem? What are they talking about? Why is this a big issue, right? I am pretty sure that was never on their minds as they were thinking about running the story. All right. Actually doing research and getting to the bottom of it, figuring out why is this a problem. Now, the problem should be really obvious. Okay. I'll get to that in a minute.
Marlboros will kill you, whereas a Tush Kush will probably make you feel good. So yes, Marlboros are infinitely worse.
Which, by the way, I don't care. Smoke yourself to death. Enjoy.
Yeah, it's called freedom. But in the old days, they used to do this, and they probably still do it, and you'll see it in the next spring break. It's a Hannity favorite. he'll put up pictures of scantily clad young women in bikinis and be like, can you believe this spring break girls and all the immoral things they're doing? Let's look at it for hours and hours, right? So this is their new version of it because they realize their audience is actually now into butt.
I'm gonna stop the video here. To sum it up, the point that they're getting ready to get to, all right, is that the problem that they're pointing out is that this is immoral and no one should be allowed to buy that kind of stuff. Like nobody. No matter where you go, it shouldn't be available for you to buy it. If they actually said that, please send me the link and we'll put it on the show. All right. But, like, they couldn't have said such an ignorant thing. Because if you notice, when Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking about it, the problem she had was that it is being sold at CVS and Target. Not that it is being sold. Now, if there's a video of her saying adult stores shouldn't sell that kind of stuff, we shouldn't have adult stores. If that was the rhetoric, then fine, I can see how you got to this point. I have no issue with what was being said on the other side, and here's why. There is no age limit to get into CVS and Target. I mean, why is it necessary for a retail store that is open to anybody of any age, right, to come in with your family, go shopping for toys or anything else? Suppose they don't know that that kind of stuff is in there, right? How many awkward conversations is that a potential for causing? You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm a parent, I don't want my children seeing that kind of stuff, period. I don't want to have to explain that to a 5-year-old, to a 6-year-old. I don't want to have to explain that. That is, this whole thing of corrupting children, okay? Teaching children about sex toys, all this kind of stuff is not doing anything but hurt, okay? In my opinion, a lot of that stuff is specifically designed to beat down on the LGBTQ community. That's my personal opinion. The reason why I say that, what better way to alienate the LGBTQ community than to have drag queens trying to recruit children? I've seen it. All right. I watched a video from Van, the LFR family. All right. He was watching one of those videos. And he was like, I don't see a huge issue right now. Until that person started saying, well, I think everyone should try to dress in drag at least once. And he's like, now you're recruiting. Now you're trying to indoctrinate this child. Now I got a huge problem with it. I'm like, I agree completely. What other purpose would there have been for that conversation to take place, right? Oh, everyone should try it at least once. So if that person really was representing the LGBTQ community, they were not doing anything good. They were hurting the community. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to start dialing this stuff back. Keep it out of the schools, keep it out of the cartoons. So I think, they're trying to steal their innocence away from them. Children are not supposed to be learning about adult stuff like this. You know, they're supposed to be doing puzzles and going outside and playing, you know, being kids and having fun. Why are we trying to indoctrinate them about adult issues like this? You know what I'm saying? It makes absolutely no sense at all. If they are doing this in good faith, they're trying to help the situation, trying to teach people to be more, you know, accepting of other people, even though they're different, I could agree with that. I could understand that sentiment, but they're going about it the wrong way. When you have a child, the only thing you need to teach them is that everyone is different and we shouldn't judge people. We shouldn't, you know, call people names. We should treat everyone with respect. Even if they look different, they sound different, you know, that's as far as it needs to go. That's it. Everyone deserves respect. Now, if you have kids that are getting bullied because they're different, now you have a situation to where you need to sit those kids down, the ones that are doing the bullying, figure out why this is happening, and figure out ways to resolve it. That's when you need to go into further detail about it, but only whatever issues they have. You know what I'm saying? You know, and those conversations probably should be had with parent involvement, with, you know, talk to the parents first, because ultimately the parents should be made aware of the situation. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would look at it. I started watching a video from Look and Live. We're going to go ahead and do a reaction to that video because it sort of fits in perfectly with what we're talking about. Now, before we even get into it, this is what more parents should be doing. All right. 100%. You know, if you find indoctrination about topics like this that's in the school books, something's got to be done about it. Children don't need to be learning about this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. Like, if you are trying to teach kids about adult issues like that, what I gotta know is why. You know what I'm saying? Why are you treating them like adults?
Yes, before you guys start the...
Oh, hold on. I didn't even realize when I first watched this that they showed the book. I'm gonna try and pause it when it shows the book. All right. All right, what is this? I just pulled up the book on Amazon. All right. I'm going to go ahead and read some of the description. They write topics ranging from race, gender, sex, HIV, politics, culture, health, and pop culture, and is never afraid to go there and ask the tough questions. Now that is exactly what every kid loves to talk about, is politics. All right. You know, they just love politics. Like, who are they? Why is this anywhere around children? Like I said, these are adult issues. These are issues for adults, not for children. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. I hope he has a chance to give him some kind of defense for this. You know what I'm saying? Something like, oh, it's not intended for, it's not in the schools, or it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's a misunderstanding. Something.
Yes, before you guys start the time, I got something for you.
Mr. Supervisor here. This is a book. Why don't you read it? Before my 3 minutes. No, these are people. I want you to have to read it.
I wish they weren't clapping so I could have heard what he said.
All right, so your 3 minutes has started.
Okay, I didn't sit down. Relax.
But you got up and you...
What, I get up? Okay.
All right, go ahead.
You knew about the books, didn't you? You're the superintendent. You know about the books. There was an email sent to you. Look at it real good. You knew about the books. Don't sit here and laugh about these people because they don't know how to speak English. These people called me all the way from Dearborn because I'm the activist here. You're not going to sit here and lie to these people. You're not going to humiliate them. You're not going to tell them that you didn't know about the books. Look at me in the eye. Tell me you didn't know about the books. You knew about them. Now what you got to say about it? Nothing, because you knew about it. There's an email that was sent. You said that you didn't even know about the email. That was.
I hope he gets a lot more out of him than that. You know what I'm saying? And he's at the school board. Like, this is the place where this conversation should happen.
The agenda you signed, you didn't know you signed it. So don't sit there and look at these people and pretend you didn't know about it.
Okay.
We are tired and sick of you guys sitting in line to this community. Excuse me, I'm not done with you.
Can you just tone it down a little bit, please?
I'm going to give my 3 minutes. You're not going to cut me off or I'm going to get more time. I'm going to tell you something. These people called me because you laughed at them. You, on the other hand, how dare you, Mr. Nagy? Shame on you. How dare you sit there and tell this community you don't know about it? The press got the email. I'm going to make sure that people know what kind of person you are. You call yourself a Muslim? You ain't no Muslim, man. You're just a person out to get the power. That's all you're worried about. You and all of you guys. Shame on you guys. These guys don't know how to speak English. Send an email to opt out. They don't know what an email is. Excuse me. Half these people don't know how to speak English. How dare you guys? How? Explain to me. Explain to me, Mr. Nagy. You know these people don't know how to speak English in Hamtramck, and you put these books on them. You signed a contract October 10th this year. Look.
I think I see where he's going with this. So I think what he's trying to say is that these parents don't speak English. So they're not going to know what's actually in these books. See what I'm saying? So I think what he's trying to say is they tried to pull a fast one on these parents specifically. All right? Which that is just, that's wrong. All right?
Look at that book I gave you. Would you read it to your kids? No, you won't. Shame on you, all you guys, for laughing at this community. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to tell the public? That you didn't know about it? You knew about it.
Great question. That is the question they should always bring to these guys. Would you read that to your children? If not, don't try and read it to mine.
You put these books for these children. For what? The mayor of Dearborn put the same agenda and talked about it. What, are you going to get the mayor over here to talk about it too? Shame on every single Arab that we put in Michigan to make you guys people. What you did, you destroyed our community. You destroyed Michigan.
10 seconds.
10 seconds? Let me tell you something. Shame on every single person that's Lebanese, Yemeni, that sat there and destroyed our community. Shame on you guys.
Absolutely. Back him up 100%. All right. And you know what else I'm going to say? If kids are being exposed to this type of propaganda, okay, that could actually make things a lot worse for bullying. That could start to install negative biases against certain types of kids, right? They would start to be they would start to analyze other kids that's around them. Oh, are you like this? Are you like that? What was in the book that I read that was gross? Now we have a problem. See what I'm saying? This is not helpful in any way. All right. So I think it's time to follow in this guy's footsteps. Start doing this. If you see stuff that, you know, I'm going to boil this down to the simplest terms. If there was a parent who was trying to teach their kids certain types of issues like this, they would lose their kids. I promise you they would. It is corruption, all right, of a mind that is not developed enough to comprehend and understand these types of things. It's time to protect the children from this. I don't know what this is. All right. All right. That's it for now, y'all.